In this video I show you how to get the cursed Tempering Abyssal Blood Gems. Just like the regular Tempering Gems, these gems increase your weapon's physical damage by a percentage amount. In previous videos I showed you how to get the 27.2 Tempering Gems. These gems increase your weapon's physical damage by at most 27.2%. That is the highest percentage you can get. Those are rank 19. You get them from the Watchers, which you'll see here in a second. The first layer boss of this dungeon is the Merciless Watcher, so you can get 27.2s that way. Which begs the question is, why do we bother with Cursed Tempering Abyssals, the rank 20s, when they're harder to get and they don't give you as much damage as from a percentage standpoint? For context, the Cursed Tempering Abyssals give you at most, well, the Abyssals will definitely give you 24.8% physical damage up. So compare that with the 27.2, that's a difference of roughly about 2.4%. So you lose 2.4% with the Abyssals, so why do we bother with them? Well, they come with a secondary stat, like the Elemental Gems that I talked about in a previous video. It comes with a secondary stat, and sometimes the secondary stat is really good and will actually make it more preferable, I guess you could say. These secondary stats include plus 15 physical damage, so that's a flat amount, and some other good stats would include attack beast up, attack kin up, charge attack ups, attack versus open foes up. They can be pretty good. So I've recently decided to mix up my inventory a little bit, and because I wanted every weapon to have like its own unique thing. Like I didn't want to have like one cursed heavy abyssal and then the two 27.2s all the time. You know, I was getting bored with that. So I decided to get some of these Tempering Abyssals to make a weapon, you know, similar to what I have, but a little bit better with like what the weapon is best known for. Like for example, the Stake Driver. The Stake Driver, if you want the highest AR, you use one cursed heavy abyssal with a secondary stat of plus 15 flat physical and then two 27.2s. That's for overall moveset. That's if you want the highest AR possible. But I decided I was getting bored with that, so I wanted to get some of these Tempering Abyssals that have the secondary stat of charge attack up 6%. Because the Stake Driver has a really good, a really powerful charged right trigger. So I decided to get some of those. So I just killed the Merciless Watcher's boss. Now, if you were paying attention, you'll notice that it dropped a sharp gem. Very rarely the Watchers will drop stuff other than a Tempering Gem. And more often than not, the one that has the highest amount percentage-wise comes from the Watcher's boss. So that would include the Tempering Gems, the Bolt Gems, Arcane Gems, Adept Gems. And the same is true for the Sharp Gems, except it's not a percentage amount. It's a flat amount. I'm not really sure how that works. But I know the Watchers give the best Sharp Gems, but the best Sharp Gems are pretty lame, to be honest with you. I've never really encountered a Sharp Gem that outcompeted any other gem, so they're not worth it. So in this dungeon, you start with the Watcher's boss, and then in the second layer, you see the lever was right outside the lamp here. So this dungeon goes by pretty quickly. You know, we're about halfway through here at this point. So the second boss is the Headless Bloodletting Beast, who always drops heavy gems. The Headless Bloodletting Beast, I can't speak, always drops heavy gems. But when he appears in the first or second layer, like he does here, he won't drop the Abyssal type. And the Abyssal type is really the only one that you want. So he's really just kind of a boss that's in the way. But if you got a pretty good rated weapon like Whirligig Saw, and if you have a freaking over-leveled character like I have, it goes by pretty quickly. You can see just how much work this whirligig saw is doing, and I've fought this boss a lot, so it goes by pretty quickly. So for context, the heavy gems and the sharp gems, they increase your weapons strength and skill scaling respectively. Now most of the time, those weapons that increase scaling, which are heavy, sharp, warm, and cold, more often than not, those gems are worthless, with the exception of the Cursed Heavy Abyssal and the Cursed Cold Abyssal. Those gems will give you enough scaling where they'll outcompete the 27.2s. Or at least one will. It depends on how much you've invested in a stat. I think maybe if you're like doing a low level build, arcane or strength build, then I don't know if it's going to be worth it. I haven't really played with it that much, but if you have like, if you plan to take a character to 50 strength or 50 arcane, then you definitely want to pick those up. Kill the spider woman, come around the corner, and then the level I cannot speak. The lever will be in this room. It's guarded by a madman. Watch out for the trap, because there's a trap right there. You can distract him with these cocktails, and I usually throw one out, but he can still dodge you. So what I'm really trying to do here, part of the reason why I'm doing this is to just, add more diversity to my weapons, because I didn't really want, 27.2s all the time. I'm trying to get a Cursed Tempering Abyssal with Attack Beast up and put that on my whirligig saw. I've got kind of a Beast Hunter gem already on it. It's not a Beast Hunter gem, but it has a beast hunting effect on it. And I'd really like to have a Cursed Tempering Abyssal with the Attack Beast up for it. I'll take anything I get. So here's an interesting thing that happened to me the other day. I was fighting this boss. What would be really nice is if you could get this Cursed Tempering Abyssal in another shape so you can plug it on your weapon, because sometimes if the weapon has low physical damage and you just want pure physical damage, like the Burial Blade has, I think, 160 physical damage, which is pretty low, but it has that arcane built onto it. But if you get, a Cursed Tempering Abyssal from this guy, the one I'm fighting right now, the Bloodletting Beast with his head, you can get the 24.8% plus flat 15 physical, and those gems will actually outcompete the 27.2, but it's only when your weapon has low physical damage. So that would be useful on weapons like Burial Blade, Blade of Mercy, I think maybe the Threaded Cane, Rakuyo, stuff like that. Rider Palash, definitely, Beast Claw. Anyway, so there you can see he did not drop it that time. I think that's the one he dropped there, but you do get the Tempering Abyssal, so you can see them there. Anyway, to finish what I was going to say, I was trying to get this Cursed Tempering Abyssal like you saw. It'd be nice if I got it in a different shape, and it did. I got a triangle. It had perfect everything, except the curse was attacked down, and I nearly screamed. It was so annoying. Anyway, you can see the ones I got there. Decide for yourself if it's worth it, but I think it's worth it. Anyway, thank you for watching.